Oh, I figured out a good work. I figured out a good workflow for videos for anybody who's interested. I guess if you don't have, there's a certain couple of services that you'd need to make it work. But I'm using a thing called Canva, and Canva lets you connect to Dropbox, and I have a Dropbox. So I basically have to plug my plug my headset into my PC, drag all the stuff to Dropbox, and then I can make these giant videos where you just pull in everything from Dropbox. So that's been nice because I didn't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything any more complicated. All right.
Oops.
Okay, actiondyne, take it away. Tell us what you're doing here. What is it all about?
Really? Let's see. Give me one sec.
So first, the problem that was solved here, the problem that was solved with actiondyne's new probability sequencer is that he likes to do a lot of looping stuff, but also tweaking once a loop is started. And the problem is when you have a loop, it sounds really robotic, and
you get sick of it.
You get sick of it.
You know,
yeah.
Yes.
It's too repetitive. Like, right? So let's say I'm like, I want to tweak some knobs and I want to dial in the sound of this kick and the snare and the hi-hat. I would get a sequence going, right? So you don't have to like keep tapping on something with one hand while you're doing a knob. Just hook it up to a sequencer, right? Play the sequence while you're messing, dialing in the sound that you like. But after a while, that loop pattern can get like just grating and like, oh man, you know. And so I just kind of wanted a little bit of a way to be able to add some variation to that. Or like, you know, let's say you wanted to try out like, oh, what happens if I add in a synth here? And it's almost just like a basic part player as well, you know. And just having that little bit of variation that the pattern isn't going to repeat precisely the same, but it's going to follow your guidance to a degree. That was kind of interesting to me. So
there's been some randomizing elements to that you know that people can patch in, but this lets you control the real probability of certain things, like what's the likelihood of this note firing or this patch turning in a certain way, and it's not going to turn every single way because you're mapping it to the minimum and maximum amounts, and which side's going to fire is entirely up to the system.
Yeah, this one's actually backward, and you have it all the way to that side. It's coming out of A, so I've got to do some adjustments, but like how these panels, the boards work. And these I'm going to open this real quick just to show you. So when you start messing around with, you know, like the loop length and things like that, you can extend these boards out to fit what you're doing up there. But what this is based on is, so it's just using the Bernoulli block. And you know what? I'm just going to pull one up and show you. And it's actually easy to find if you just start typing in probability. This comes up. And how this thing works is it'll take an input, and dependent on the value you have here determines on which side it comes out. So if this is set to 0.5, you've got a 50% chance of coming out of here or here. So you can create a randomness of it'll hit, you know, if you just don't have one of these connected, it becomes a randomization of if the jolt even goes through at all. It can become a randomization of like different effects being used. And so this is being used on each board, and so you're setting the probability that it's going to come out of one or the other. And so in this case right here, I'm saying, okay, it's most likely going to trigger the kick drum, But if it doesn't, when it doesn't, it's actually triggering the snare. The value coming out of these is actually representative of the value of the slider. In the case of the kick drum, that kind of works, right? When I have it prioritized to do the kick, it's actually going to come out at a higher velocity of 0.8. And I could maybe bump that up to 0.1. But the snares, when the snares are firing, they're a little quiet. And I don't want to just make them all the same volume. So they're going into this guy. And what this is going to do, and actually I would only want to have one of these. Wait, what? What were you doing?
Sorry.
All right. So I want to have the snare fire off. It's going to be a random value between these two. Just in this tiny little range, it's going to be random. So the velocity won't be exactly the same hit, but I do want it to be within that range. I could add a little bit. I could say it's either going to be down here or up here by combining these and just saying you got a 50% chance of doing. It's either going to be one velocity or higher, but when it is, it's not going to be a set value. It's still going to be random within that range that I've set, if that makes sense.
So it's the equivalent of like if you're using a humanized, like
Yes.
we were talking about it in terms of like quantizing and stuff. So like when you quantize something really like hard, because you can just, in like logic at least, you can adjust quantizing so that it's not super like right on the grid. It's a little off, so it feels a little more human. But yeah, so that's that in a way. That's the effect that it gives. He's got a question.
Like this could be used with, like, if you pull up any of the other sequencers that are in Patchworld, you could use this to, like, one that doesn't have a velocity setting, like a velocity mapping, and if you wanted to add some like variation and randomness, like this would be a good tool for that. This actually could work for that as well, but without bringing the whole sequencer system, this could be used just on its own with that to, make the velocity like just vary a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it won't change the timing, just but yeah, and here I'm using it to drive this. You can use it to drive effects and.
So for this one, I'm wondering, you enlarge the grid, but it's stuck at the fourth and fourth. How did you make it?
So up here on the core. So let's say we wanted to let's bump this up to 32 beats in the loop length. And let's say that there's 8 beats per bar. And now our board should be
going all the way through.
Let me open this one. Hold tight. I'm going to open. Let's see how much of this it's using.
Still doing 4.
I've seen it work, and I don't know why it's not doing it right now.
Well, it's doing each twice here. It goes twice.
Oh, that's what it's doing.
It goes twice, and then it goes to the top.
Yes.
Yep. So it's doubling it, but it's just staying on the same row. It's not.
It didn't seem to take. I gotta do some fixing. I swear this stuff was working, but whatever.
Sure.
Par the course. Yeah, see, it's working here. Oh, I see. That's for the loop. It's at least getting that part of it right.
Okay.
All right.
In essence, what you are getting on those grids is like a metronome or something like that to keep track of time, and so that it moves. Or
Yeah, so it's gonna be moving along at the rate of like either the beat. One of them actually is just some of it's on the bar, the beat, or the tick.
So one of the things I did, so to get it kind of sort of feeling like more of like a trap beat, I did like more ticks. Was it the beats?
Oh, see here. You can see now the ticks.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I need to use some get blocks or something because when you start changing values, then stuff starts. But right now, like, none of these have anything going for them. So if we were to go in and
yes. And you can like mix this as you were doing here. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
I like the output is like, I like how the output is like, there's three different things that it's firing off to, 3 different probability things just from one module. So you can get like the punch going at a different rate as some of the different ones, like this one. Like one is firing off the ticks, one's firing off the beat, one fires off the.
Yeah, the middle is just firing off the whatever value you have in there with no randoms. It's just going to give you every single one in case you wanted to use it. I figured why not just make that available.
Also, that control panel, like the big one with all the beats and ticks and everything, is controlling all of these different grids.
That's like the base station, and then you can just make as many of these grids as and use whichever ones as you want. These are all in the library. They're free.
I'm just asking because it surprises me that this one is still on the 4 loop, and that
the
one
other
is going to the 16.
Yeah, they all respond differently. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I gotta do some more tweaking.
Okay.
It was working though. Like I was messing with stuff, but I think it's like like I didn't use any of the on load.
No, but I mean this is cool.
It had something to do with that, but yeah, it's still a fun, interesting way to control this stuff. You do some more, a little more experimental in nature, but.
I'm gonna start stealing many of your modules, Action.
Okay.
Instead of unload, I use a stow a lot of times. It does the same thing. If this gets spawned, it fires.
Oh, it fires off like the value you put here.
Yeah. So you can you don't have to put the wireless unloads. You can just use one of these. Very handy.
Is that the wireless one where you label it on load? Is that something that's built in, or do I have to put something else in there sending that on load, or is that because I've seen that wireless thing in several of Gad's devices, but I've never seen anything sending it.
If it gets the label on load, it just knows Patchworld knows to fire that one off. I guess when it gets spawned when the world loads.
I was always wondering about that.
This one you can put in a device, and then whenever your device, when you copy a device or you spawn into a world, it'll fire off. So
this is actually
kind of like a world.
This is actually kind of dovetails pretty nicely to the question you had on Discord about making sure that when you start a world up, that everything's starting at the same spot. The ghost is fired and all that stuff. Is that been working for you, or is Is it?
I have not tried, but with the presets, I have to check the presets. And what I thought is, if I have that preset, I can simply to make the ghost always hit the preset button when finishing. That way, everything rested, right? At least for that purpose. But yeah, I get also what you are telling, Todd. But because that way you can also like reset everything just when you are starting, right? Which is also pretty cool.
Yeah, totally. What you did was so it's funny because I've been using ghosts for the last few years just to be the, like, I don't know how all the blocks will work together, and I'm not good at wiring everything correctly, and there's a lot of things that I'm still not getting. So I use the ghosts to do exactly what I want them to do. Sometimes turning things off, turning things on. For a while that was, what's up, Pearl?
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Here's another good use for a stow. Another little hidden thing that they do. So I have decibels allowed. Why is because I need to take a split from.
I have no decibels coming on mine.
I know. I gotta put one. Here we go. All right. So there's actually a lot of decimals here. I used a floor to remove those. So this is getting a bunch of pulses of the same thing in a row, like 4 in a row, right? This is typical with the tempo block when you put it through a floor, and that's how all the sequencers are based on doing this. The stow, what it's doing is it's only now sending when that value changes. Just the first one. Do you see how they're?
Yeah. I can see the current.
What?
Yes.
Like a count block.
Maybe.
I think something like that's similar.
Yeah. So it's another little hidden use for the stow. It's a useful tool.
Yeah, I use it that it only fires when it changes, because otherwise it keeps firing. You can just, this one is kind of variable.
We're getting into the minutia of Pearl of patching right now. How you been doing? Have you been working on anything new recently?
I just have this retrospective coming up in Sydney.
Ooh.
So,
Cool.
of my whole pearlhyacinth retrospective. 10 years I've been alive.
When are you? What is what's the app that you're using for kind of the everybody getting to it to see all the different spaces to go to?
Oh no, it's real life. It's in real life.
Ooh.
In Sydney, Australia.
Similar
in
to
a
what
gallery.
you did similar to what you were doing at Virtua, or not? Yeah, right. Where you were showing us the all the different places you've been.
I did do a presentation, but this will be like a show with like screens up on the walls, and also showing a augmented reality curated piece I did with all these artists from around the world, 12 different artists.
That's
And it's
awesome.
all augmented reality triggers on your phone.
Oh yeah.
But I can't go. Melody can't go, but Pearl, can go
Yeah.
anywhere.
Of course you can.
But Sydney's far away. But anyway, it's like I'm just editing all this video of 10 years of her life plus pictures.
That's a lot.
So there will be some workshop pictures in there.
Good.
Some patch workshop.
That's exciting.
pictures.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's 10 years is a lot to spend in a virtual space.
Yeah. Across many virtual spaces, though.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
Lots of. But this is one of my favorite ones. I went to spend more time in here
Yeah.
and make stuff.
Is the smoke
soon
is
as
the
I'm
smoke
done.
smoke bothering you at all?
I have a cold actually,
Yeah.
so
We
I
have-
don't know. I can't tell. I
we
can't
have
tell,
some
but I
major-
see it going through the sun, going through it.
Yeah, we have a
forming.
lot of fires in our area, so we've our air quality is pretty terrible, so much that the city is saying for us to everybody to close their windows, and it's really bad. And I had a fire like probably less than couple of miles from our house where an entire building went up, and it's not. It's weird because we're getting fires from all over, from both sides of the valley, and so the smoke is noticeable. It smells like
the sun is the sun is like, did you see the sun this morning? It's
Yes,
like
I did.
weird pink orange, and the sky is like white.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Scary.
Anyway,
Ooh, that's a cool idea.
And I should have. I thought I put a floor in here. I should have, but so I have to use a floor until I fix it. But yeah, you can use this to spit notes out of these things.
What do the floor, ceiling, and many of these do?
Floor chops off the decimal point.
Okay.
Yeah, so if
Yeah,
you want
basically.
more exact stuff.
Ceiling rounds up to the above to the next one, I guess.
so this is just a skybox.
Yeah. I was where is it? Oh, over here. Yeah.
Because in the video, I looked at the video. It looked like it could have been a Gaussian flat almost.
Well, yeah.
It's hard to tell in the video.
This particular one is a really good one. Yeah, no, it does feel like it could have depth to it, but it's not.
It's
All right, I gotta get going, gang. Good
Thanks for
seeing
showing
everyone.
this. Yeah, thanks for showing us this.
Thank you, Action.
No problem. Just enough time. All right. Later.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Give Moose a hug for me. Pearl, I was looking into so many of the different the Gaussian splats workflows and stuff because I had an idea that I could take because I have a 360 camera that I got for my school, and there are some workflows for 360 video so that you can just stand in one spot, and then there are a couple of different services that do immediate depth perception from that. And then what I want to do is I want to go in my school, and I'm going to start off in my classroom, but do a couple of them where they can almost go to every room in my classroom, because I have an office, and then that's our recording studio, and then I want to be able to I want to do a classroom size thing where they're actually going to the different parts in the classroom while they're on the headset.
that's easy.
Yeah. And eventually I want to do classroom by classroom, but that would take a lot of pictures and a lot of processing. But yeah, there's been a lot of really cool developments recently about like getting Gaussian splats to be really low. So
did you try out the Splat website, the Splat editing?
I haven't tried.
I sent you? That will optimize it.
Yeah. I've spent a ton of time just trying to tweak the ones that I had to get to the right file type so that it could be pulled in here. I did this one. If you guys don't mind me pulling in an asset for this was one of the ones that I did for my backyard. But for some reason, I think that this isn't Scaniverse. This is something else. I don't know if you're seeing anything yet.
Something got spawned here. There's some green stuff.
Yeah, kind of some. Yeah.
So I don't know where it spawned in for you, but like up here,
I got it right in front of you. Front of you now. I think it should be in front of you.
Yeah. So it's so this is my backyard where there's a trailer, and then there's a right next to the trailer there's a closed umbrella, and then there's a whoopsie.
I only see some green stuff.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
I only
same
see
for me.
green stuff.
Oh, okay. So
Only
you guys
green.
are seeing. Oh, you guys are seeing just the trees on the outside. Huh.
Yeah.
That means the it didn't load into properly. So that's weird.
Resync or something.
Could be. Yeah, it could be. And
Resync.
this one's weird because, yeah, I don't know if you guys. But anyway, this is. Yeah. Anyway, so I did this really crazy thing where it did take this this 360 picture, and it maybe this is Scaniverse. I think this is Scaniverse because it's taking the alleyways between the houses, and then you can actually see the back door, and so it has a full, but it's not. But it's just the what do you call it? It's not the Gaussian. It's not the splat. It's the other thing. It's the.
Is it a material or an image or a
it's
mesh? Or
mesh. That's
the
the
material?
word. It's
a mesh?
It shows the mesh, which is weird. It shows the mesh, but it doesn't put the Gaussian
with no material.
with no splat.
Well, that's why we don't see it. Maybe.
Yeah, no splat over top of it. Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so it's still kind of for me a work in progress to figure out what it is that I need to give the depth that I'm looking for. But it's funny because in Blockade Labs, when I did the Blockade Labs things, they actually had they actually put in, it was like early, it was a lot of early dimensional kind of stuff, and
Yeah, you can pull it would deform the mesh to make things pop at you, come towards you. Yeah.
Instead of just being a sphere, it would have other stuff happening. But
The ground
AI
would
did
be
that,
more
right?
yeah, like
worked
here's
a good bit decent. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this one. Can you guys see this?
Not right now.
Nothing yet. You have to delete the one. It can only have one.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that out
I
then.
think.
Oh, it loaded now.
So this one
I
has
see.
this one has a little bit more depth to it, if you can see it. Oop. Mine's.
You mean this skybox?
Yeah, that
thing?
one is.
Oh, I see. They layered it, or they didn't. They bent it in here.
Yeah, you can kind of tell if you go outside of it. You can tell the. But it has a little bit of. It has a little depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like some things are popping out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can make some bigger, I think.
I can try to bring in a splat. I haven't tried it yet. I just brought in a regular mesh. Scan thing.
Make this one smaller again.
Oh, that was cool. Did you see how it's coming in on these? It's coming in on all the other.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was. I did this. I pulled this all in for to show a few people how simple I could make that. Oh, because they were saying, can you make anything that's as cool as as tilt brush? And I was like, oh yeah, I can make something even cooler. And that was when I let them play with the pencil, and then play with how.
Who did?
There's this group called Clubhouse Network. And they asked me to be a part of a call that they do on Wednesdays, and I wanted to show them the stuff that Patch has been able to do with drawings and how you can make this stuff be. Where is it? Let's see. There, that. There we go.
Tilt brush is a little bit better though, I think.
Oh well, yeah.
Kinda,
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. That's a cool one.
It's creepy.
Wow. Yeah, super creepy.
I have other one.
Yeah, Tilt Brush has better brush choices for sure. I don't know if you guys can see how I'm changing, moving the squiggles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looks nice.
So I just showed him how to because this is just moving the repeat block gizmos or whatever with these sliders, and then this is showing the mirroring of the X, Y, and Z axis and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, they were pretty impressed. They were impressed. Yeah. You just gotta impress them sometimes.
It's impressive. Hard to understand. But it's
hard.
impressive.
It's so impressive. It is hard to understand, and I wish
I don't understand any of this stuff, but I like it.
Yeah.
If I make a world, though, I might. I have a world idea, but I might need help with the instrument part.
Yeah, totally. Any help you need, just let me know. You can, and depending on what sounds you want to have come out, it can be super simple. The simplest sounds that I've used for people that are interested in just making like a quick little loop is by using what's called the trig sequencer. It used to be called something else. I don't remember what it was. I think it was called sequence loop or something like that. And where is it? It's this one. So this is the trig seq. And so this clocks to the rest of the global, like a global clock, but all these things that go off of it go to the beat that you can hear. You can hear in the background like a dun 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 dun. So if you want just like simple a simple musical sequence, all you got to do is you pull in like two different drums.
I used to put the hi-hat on all of them.
Yeah,
bass drum,
exactly.
snare.
You just pull it to the and whenever you want this to be fired. And then if you want a snare to come in, yep, that's it.
So one is double here.
And then if you want like a hi-hat, bring in the hi-hat. So you have three different sounds. Oh, you got one.
Already got there.
Yeah.
I know what my sounds are.
Oh, you do. You got the sounds you want.
I know the sounds. I just need things to make them go slower and faster, and also do other maybe things with them.
So, like for instance, one of the cool things about this is that it's fired any way you want, right? And you can slow the rate of it. So it fires once every beat, or this does it twice.
Yeah, but I want to like pull the sound out and make it long. The time of it.
Oh, right. Well, I think it only fires like if it's a longer sound. Let me see. Find a long.
It will if you open this up. Then it'll ring all the way through.
Yeah, if you expand it, spread the bubble, it'll go. If it's a longer sound, it'll just fire that.
It'll take longer.
It'll hit that first one all the way through. Ready, done. So if it's so depending on how long you want it to go. In fact, it could be longer. This thing actually can be spread out as much as you want, and then you put how many steps you want it to be. So like if it's a super long sample, like 30 seconds or whatever, you just figure out how many steps it takes to get to the end of the sample, and then so it'll fire again when you want it to.
Yeah, just fire on the first one and then loops around.
Yep, that's it. But that's the simplest way that I've shown people this particular thing is it's way easier and it's very visual. So like if you just want to play with a couple of the samples or whatever, that's great.
Cool.
The other cool thing is that like you can use this, and this is where the patching kind of comes in. If you want, you could do a thing where you could copy this, and let's say you have a sequence where you want to do the first sample and then you want to do the second sample. You can do it where you have this trigger where it triggers the first play button, right? And then if you want, you can then down here you can trigger the second play button, right? So if I go like this, you'll see oh yeah, that's I remembered. See how it fires it off at a certain time? But one of the things that I did was, so it fires a value off to this to start the playing. But the problem is that if you don't want to play at the same time, you have to make it so it fires a 0 to this to turn it off, or it fires a stop, at a certain point. It fires a stop to here, fires a play to here, but then you can just use one to trigger the different order of stuff too. So if you have one sample and then this one is connected to other samples, you can go then it goes it can go back and forth that way. If you just fire it off from one. Who just got here? Somebody else showed up?
Yeah, me. Hi.
Hi. What's up?
TV screen over there.
Behind you.
Yeah.
Cameron, what's going on, dude? How you
What's
doing,
going
buddy?
on, man?
It's good to see you,
right?
man.
Yeah, you too.
You've been in here before, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while though. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. I was out on a trip.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to see you back. Glad to see you back.
Thanks, man.
I love your avatar's rad.
Thank you.
Where'd you find it? Was that the one just one on the open source avatars?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. It's super chill.
So what are you teaching them right here?
Oh well, so one of the things we were just talking. So Pearl is doing a retrospective of a bunch of stuff that she has done over the last 10 years in VR spaces, or in just virtual reality spaces that are not necessarily on headset, but in other, like Second Life and all the other places.
Right.
So she was just asking about what happens when you want to have just a real simple, you have maybe some longer samples and you want to fire them off. And I was telling her how I use this really simple device to fire off samples. It's called a TrigSynth, TrigSeq in the library. And what it does is it takes the global beat, right? And you see it kind of going along here. And then whatever it gets to those numbers, it'll fire off that jolt. So in this case, we were just trying to show how, like, we just were taking a kick and a snare and building a beat by just pulling the jolts to the samples at the right time. But I was also suggesting that if you wanted to, you can use this kind of as a control to when one thing starts and the next one begins. Let's say you have like just a like if you're good at chopping up samples and stuff like that, and you want it to be like something where it fires off the first one, and then you want to change to a completely different sample setup. In this case, they're all on the same they're all connected into this one same thing. But on the side here, you also have jolts that play and stop this particular sequencer. So you can tell it to fire off the play on this one, and then after it gets to a certain beat, then it'll play this one. Problem is, then what it'll do is that if this one's doing something, then if you don't stop this one when this one plays, then they play together. So you just have to figure out a way to do it at the same time, when this one is playing, you stop the other one. So like, watch. So if I go like this, it plays, then it stops. Plays, then it stops. But if I want this on the second time for it to play, watch. So if it'll switch back. So whatever you have in here, like right now we just have kick and snare. Like if I wanted to have like a vocal, like let's say in the sample list things, there's like everything from key hits to sound effects to. So watch. This is a good idea. Oop, should have fired that. Oh, I see. Interesting. It's doing. See how that worked? And then if we do it faster, this one probably should fire up here. Uh-oh.
Keep going.
Now I can hear it. Okay, cool.
So it doesn't always have to be with this one thing. So with this one block and with just any samples that you want, you can give.
That's totally cool. So this one is being triggered by this one and this one. Or no, this one and this one is being triggered by this one.
Right. So this main one is it's playing the drums. He's playing the kick and the snare and the hi-hat. Then it's also firing off. So you could pull as many jolts as you want off of anything. So we're saying, okay, we want it to all sync up and play at the same time. So like when the one hits, I want it to push the play button on this one.
Okay.
And then when the 4 hits, I want it to play play this one. So that's yeah. So anyway, so it's just a real quick control thing. That doesn't take much to line up the sounds that you want.
So you got a sequencer over here too.
Yeah. This is so earlier in the session, actiondyne was showing us this. Do you? I don't know if you use a digital audio workstation, but one of the things you can one of the things you can do is when you're quantizing, you can change the human value of it, so it feels a little less like robotic. Some people like that sound, but some people like that sound, but other people like it. So it's like maybe the snare's hitting a little bit harder at certain, or earlier or later or whatever. In this case,
a little more forward or backwards.
Yeah, or even just changing the sound of it so it feels like when you hit a snare, like with your full volume and full velocity or whatever, it has a different sound to it. So these things kind of give you this kind of attaches a randomness, but a randomness that you can control. Like this actually controls the randomness of all these different elements. Like you can change this changes kind of the color of the hi-hat sound. And
I wonder what the swoosh is.
Yeah, that's a really good question, because this whole thing right here is like a sound bank for just hi-hats. So if I went like this,
Oh.
if I went over here and then just instead of this hi-hat, I had all these going to this, which you'd have to, oops.
Okay, so each jolt wire is for the beat of the measure, right?
Yeah. Yes. And for
Okay.
for this trigger, yeah. For the trigger sequence, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Why is it doing that? Come on now. There we go. But you'll hear the swoosh.
Ah, I hear it now. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Yep. So now it sounds like a shaker.
Yep.
So yeah. So
Okay. All right.
yeah. So this is like a sound bank that allows you to really tweak the sound specifically to what you want. Now, what he was doing was he was making it so whatever you want, whatever. Let's say you want one of these guys to sort of. Let's see here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to take the ticks. So I'm going to take this thing, and I'm going to change it so that it'll change it sort of from a modular standpoint, where it changes the shape a little bit more randomly.
Oh wow. So you can take those jolt wires from the back right here, and you can attach them
Yep.
to any.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
That is
kind of
really
the magic,
cool.
That's kind of the magic of patching, where it's like, you know, a lot of it. I mean, if you're familiar with modular synthesis, that's kind of like, it's very similar. It's very similar in the way it works. It's you're just taking that value of 0 to 1 or whatever and affecting anything else, and then this
Right.
just kind of sequences, you know, how you want it to fire.
I saw the no games version of Patchworld, and I saw what he did with it, and you know, everything was really, really good in it except like the chords.
Yeah.
But other than the chords itself, the drumming was really, really, really good, and so was even like the risers situation, and even the rapping and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's well, the guy's apparently he's a famous British rapper that I just didn't know about him, but he's a friend. I think he's a friend of one of the developers, and so he got him to do stuff over it. Yeah, the chords are interesting because I think that and I could be wrong about this, but I was talking earlier about this with actiondyne, the guy who made all the probability, you know. Devices and stuff, and there is a little bit of a there's still some tweaking that needs to be done to make sure that the chords sound like musical and stuff, but
Right.
Like this thing is interesting.
Okay, what do we got here? We got main oscillator, sawtooth, LP filter.
So this is a chord. This is called this device is called Chordsy. So you can get like a
Yeah. Okay, so that's where the chords are coming from.
Yep. So this one goes to there.
This is the synth, and then this is the with dictating the notes.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
And how do you change the scale up here that the chords are using?
Watch down here.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I see that. Cool.
So whatever whatever value you place in here, it'll affect down here. So like, let's say if one of the simplest ways to get a value going on here is by using what's called a value block. And a value block literally is as simple as what you think it is. It's if I can say,
Oh, okay.
now remember what I was telling you about the trig synth? Now if I go over here and I say to the trig synth, I take one of these and I just copy it and I come over here and then I say, okay, well I want to do a chord progression. So the first thing is that I want to have the first one play the 3, right? Then I want the second one. I want the second chord to be whatever, 5.
Oh, and it's on the beat of the trig synth.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. That makes total sense. All right.
Then you just have to.
I gotta get the value.
Get the value block. And then you pull then you change it to whatever. Make them all go into the play chord. And this is at 4 steps, so we need to take it all the way to 8 steps. So it gets to your.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. And the cool thing is that this has a send out. You probably have seen this before. This is the stream. So if you have if you have a stream out, then you can do things like put audio effects on it. Have you ever tried that?
No, not yet.
Okay, so one of the things that you can do is you can put a delay box on this. Watch.
Oh yeah, nice. And you can do any effects chain you want with all the effects too, right?
Totally. Well, that and look, here's the thing. Here's the cool thing is that if you want the delay to change, you can change and put a value. Ooh, that's
on
cool.
The delay.
Yeah. You can change it on. So you can change the. Now, did you notice the value that it just gave you? It gave 20,000 on the filter.
Yeah.
You don't want that to do the 20,000. You want it to be something that's like the filter can go all the way to from 1 to 0 to 1 or whatever. So you have to make sure you know what's coming out of here. This fires a 1. You can see if you hover your wand over the end, it shows you what value comes off of it.
Yeah.
So like if I want to change this, I can change it by using what's called a map jolt. So if I map it, I can map it so that it goes to wherever I want it to go. Like, so the 1 maybe goes to 10 instead, or 20.
Right. It changes the decimal.
Yep. It should. It's doing something different now. But the other thing I like to do is do kind of what davarpe was doing. Davarpe has this thing where he's got a sine wave pushing toward it, so you can do the same thing on here. See how the sine wave?
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's what patching kind of is it takes the things that you're used to hearing sound with, and then it adds like a functionality to it that really that lets you see kind of the inner workings of each pulse and each wire, what it's actually sending, and then you're like, oh, well then can that control this? And you're like, yeah, sure.
This one's kind of cool. It shows you exactly what it is, what comes out.
Like, so when you start moving into the realm of, say, like shapes, here's a good example. Like if you have a shape, right? And let's say you want this number to change the size of the shape, you can use a thing called block set scale.
Yeah.
And block set scale has a does exactly what you would probably imagine it would do. Where's my scale block? You got to look up scale. Oop. Block set scale. Where are you? There it is. Okay, so
There you go.
Watch this. So, you got it. Thank you. So here's what's called the tag. The tag goes to the ball, right? So whatever I put this on, it'll change the.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
And is that just for visual purposes?
Which one? The set scale?
Yeah.
No,
this white thing right here.
So you can this. So literally, I just pulled out. This is that shape is just funny. The shape is just. There's just what I use. But if I wanted to use, like, say, I could use pretty much anything. Like, I have an asset that I pulled in that's like a 3D asset. You can have like just pictures. You can have anything that the tag will connect to. Let's see here.
That's on that menu bar in the library.
Yeah. And then you go from any asset, and then and the tag just. I'm gonna go to it like a picture, something easy. What's a good easy picture? I got too many pictures in my library. That's my problem. So here's a good example. So like here's my weekly workshop, right? Watch. Oh. There we go. See how it?
Oh wow. Yeah.
Any visuals? Yeah, any visuals, it'll change to that. And because it's connected to this sine wave, it'll do a certain thing. But if you go to a square wave, it does a different way, because a square wave goes low, high, low, high. The sine wave does it in a gradual. The saw will do the wave, but then it'll immediately start over. So that just the oscillators themselves. There you go. Look at that. Hey.
Wow.
Hey.
You have to put a math block in there somewhere how to make it bigger.
Right. That's true. You have to multiply it, don't you?
Yeah, multiply.
Yeah, that's it. There we go. So watch this. So if I want it to be bigger, or the values to be a little bit bigger. Oop.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wild. That's really cool how the music and the visual aspects have been combined.
That's it. So,
in manipulation. It's so cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it breaks down, like, honestly, it goes from being something that's like purely mathematical or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is how music connects to visual. This is how this. And for kids, like, I'm a music teacher during my real reality, and for them to see, oh, it's going right with it. I'm like, yeah, because it's firing off right with the beat.
Right.
The sine wave is moving the same speed as the main rhythm. Makes
Which totally makes sense.
Yeah, well, and it makes it does. It makes everything that we're working on feel very like very physical.
Synchronized.
Yeah, very synchronized. Exactly. Well, right. That's why is music important? You know, I can say, well, you know, if everybody plays at different rhythms, you know, there's something that's going to go wrong with that. You're going to hear, your ear's going to be like, why is everything not syncing up? And I'm like, yeah, that's music. You know, that's the secret.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I'm a trumpet player for a living.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Cool. My dad played trumpet.
Right on. Yeah, I'm in New Orleans.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. Where you guys at?
I'm in Portland, Oregon, over on the other side.
Right on.
The Netherlands.
What level of
Europe?
Netherlands? Nice. What
European.
Yeah, you're davarpe. I've seen you before too.
Oh.
And what's your name?
I'm Pearl.
Hi, nice to meet you, Pearl.
I'm in Portland too.
Yeah, Pearl and I met in here. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But Pearl and I live in the exact same town and know the same people.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you teach?
Well, I kind of teach from a modern band sensibility, and it's with it's with, you know, they call it, rather than being a band teacher or an orchestra teacher or a choir teacher, I'm a general music teacher. So I'm basically just getting kids used to what just music can be, you know. And
that's what's up.
And playing together. I think that for me, the biggest goal for me is for them to realize that you can play music on your own, that's cool, but when you start learning how to play where you're supporting another person, that's when the magic really happens. So
that is definitely when the magic happens.
Yeah. But like a lot of these kids, they're just consumers of music. They're not, you know, players. So I got to get them playing and getting them syncing up.
Right.
So that's been my whole goal as a music teacher.
What's your age bracket?
3 to 11.
Okay.
Those 3-year-olds have no problem. It's the 11-year-olds that have an issue. They're like, is this going to make me look cool?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I assure you it will not make you look cool. You got to get over that. You got to get over that hump.
That's right. Practice to that point.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, this is you know, I mean, it's funny because I run into people all the time. They're like, what if you could do this? And I'm like, okay, the moment you start asking what if, you've become a patcher. You know, you start thinking about, oh, I wonder if I plug this into this, if that's going to do this, then you're a patcher, because you start thinking about the possibilities.
Oh yeah. Right here.
I like this effect.
Yeah.
I like this little rainbow in the cube thing.
Yeah, I think that's just a particle. I think it's just
nice.
I think it's just a little particle, kind of like what davarpe has.
What's this part right here? The ABS.
Oh, that's a good question. ABS takes the value that's coming out of the oscillator. It makes it so that it's all not decimal points. It makes it more that it gets a solid number, like an absolute number.
Okay, cool. Absolute. Yeah. Okay, absolute, cosine.
Yep.
Sin, sine. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And if you ever want to know what it's doing, one of the things you can do is you can pull off one of these things and use a thing called and pull out a readout block, or you can just hover your thing over it and you can see what it's doing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Pearl, have you ever played with the particle block?
No.
Okay, so I just recently, it's really funny because I've seen people use it, but I've never really played around with it.
Wow.
But the particles block is this. So if you go through the presets, you've got all these really cool presets.
Nice.
And then you can take and change the size of them and the lifetime, which is how long it goes, if it leaves a trail, how it emits, the random direction. So if you have like the oscillator connected to it, say for instance, if you pull the oscillator over and start using some of the let's try this random direction. It'll affect any one of these things.
Change the colors.
Ooh, wow.
Pretty neat, right?
Yeah.
There you got several different colors.
And you can also use an image to it. Like if I wanted to take the image of our world, take this and go like this, then the world image comes out like little pictures of the world. And because it's live, you can have little pearls. Maybe slow down a little bit.
Whoa.
Isn't that great?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Gotta put the scale a little bit small.
I'm so confused right now.
Well, that's just one block. This one block is doing all this.
Amazing. Where the block is? What
This one right here.
folder is it?
Oh, it's called Particles. It's in, yeah, if you go into your, what I always do is just go to the search, but if you don't know what to search for, that's when it gets kind of tricky, right? Because you're like, I don't really know what I'm looking for. I love the luminosity of it, the light from it. It's really beautiful.
Trail, it was kind of.
Oh, the trails are cool, yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. Cheerios or Fruit Loops or whatever. Oh, that's so cool looking, especially when it goes off in the distance. Very cool.
Is this where you've put the shape of the?
Yep, you just hit the button and you're changing.
Oh, it just give you a few different options.
Yep.
And
Well, that looks cool, Davarpe.
Yeah.
You're back.
I'm back. I got crashed somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that we're not really doing anything all that heavy.
Now the whole world looks empty to me. All the assets still need to be spawned.
really?
Still.
Let me take some of the other stuff out so that we're not using it right this second.
No, that's all right.
If Boris was in here, he'd be like erasing everything. He likes doing that. He's like, "Oh, you need to take all this out." I'm like, "Oh, we're working on that." Just a well-meaning guy. Yeah, I feel like in a way, and maybe you could see it this way too. That there are blocks that are like the smallest or the simplest blocks that give the most immediate feedback. Like this is a really good example of like showing what a patch can do. Because if you just like what you just did, Davarpe, where you're just like immediately going straight into a I think this is funny though. You went into a I know, never mind. I understand why you did that. I was like, so so this oscillator has there's an oscillator jilt and an oscillator stream, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. I always thought it was only a stream.
No, because look. Oh no, you're right. You're right. There are always streams. You're right. No, and that's why the stow's on the end there. Yeah, no, you're right. but it makes me think though. It's like there are blocks that are the simplest blocks that give the most bang for your buck, and it's always nice to when you realize that it's like I don't have to do a whole lot of work to just spawn this one thing in, and a kid can mess around with it, you know.
Yeah.
Do you ever try to
Like
teach your
when you're
kids through VR?
I always do. That was actually what got me into Patchworld. Is that the first thing I did in my music class was I was looking for puppets to bring into the music class, and my first thing was I was like going on like eBay and like Amazon, and my wife was like, "Why are you thinking of buying stuff? Why didn't you get it donated?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And then looking at the prices, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be running out of money fast." And so I went on the donation site called Donors Choose, and Donors Choose does a thing where you can just offer up a project and say, "Hey, you know, my kids in my classroom need this," and then it'll like I'll be on the site, and then there's a lot of like philanthropic organizations that look for organizations that need stuff. And so I got like Panda Express has like a philanthropic arm, and they bought my puppets basically. So they're Panda Express.
That's
puppets.
amazing.
And so I bought a bunch of about a whole set of puppets, and then the next thing happened was Donors Choose were like, what about if you started another project? I'm like, well, what do I need more than puppets? And so I looked at the most. So you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
So then I like, well, I'll do something really funny. I'll find the most expensive thing and be like, there's no way I'm going to get this. So I found the biggest capacity, newest VR headset, and I said, I'll get two of them. I want two of them because I want kids to be able to play in the same room together or whatever, if you can do that.
Yeah.
And so not only was it funded in 2 days, it got to my classroom within like the next week. So I was
Oh my God.
So I was like, okay, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these. And so what I did was I looked up on the App Store, and there weren't very many music apps in general outside of like know Beat Saber or something like that. But
Yeah.
there was a few, and so I got a couple of them. But then I was like, well, but what if I want kids to work together, not just be on their own headset and doing like on their own? And the only music multiplayer app was Patchworld. And so, and it was just starting out. It was called. They were saying it was in beta. So, I got on the Discord, asked them about what it would take to start demoing the multiplayer, and I got to know the developers and the person that founded Patchworld, and they all sent me on my way, and I started getting kids in the classroom to start playing in the same room together, building instruments and making things like this. And I'm like, wow, this actually could be a big deal. And so my principal was like, what's the next thing you need in the music room? I said, I need 5 more of these. And so,
Oh man, wow.
a business, like a Rotary Club or whatever, pooled some money together, bought 5 of them. So now I have 7 in my classroom, and so I can have I could cycle through my classroom in four rotations, and they can all learn how to do Patchworld, and they can have
That's
7
amazing.
7 of each other in a room together doing this. So it's been fun. I really like it.
That's incredible, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying to figure out if Pearl's still out. Yeah, Pearl's still there, but I don't know where she is. Pearl, are you still here? Oh, there you are.
She's by the screen.
Oh, I didn't see you.
Oh, she just
Oh, there she
disappeared.
goes.
I just invited her. Maybe she's thought. Hello?
Oh, there she is again.
There she is. Nice. Have you ever played with this over here, Pearl? You have, Pearl. Hey, Cameron, come here for a second.
Right.
So on this side of the screen, on the other side of the screen, there's this thing that a friend of mine made for me called Quick Shapes. And what it is you turn the knob here by holding down your trigger button, and you can turn the knob to whatever shape you want, and then you can change the color by going through here, and then down below there's a thing that spawns it, but then it also turns it physical, so you can literally
that's dope.
Amazing. It has physics. Wow.
Yeah, so you can take a bunch of these and stack them.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Wow. That is very handy.
Isn't it?
Super handy.
And the button, I don't know if you see it, there's a button that says make. There you go. Yep, there you go. Ooh, yeah. Oop, and don't be careful. When they fall off the edge, they're gone forever. That one.
Oh, I see it dropping.
You still see it? Yeah, it's still there.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
It goes forever.
It does. Unless this was a mesh that had a bottom to it, then it probably could stop. But
right. That's funny. Yeah, the possibilities and the implications of this place is just so vast.
Yeah, that's what makes it a little bit daunting for a lot of people when they come in here. They're like, where do I start? You know.
It's just a learning curve. It's just a learning curve. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But when
just
you're
like anything with music.
Yeah, but when you're talking about people that are just kind of getting on their headset just to play around, and they want to necessarily build it themselves, it's hard. It's hard.
No doubt.
I really love what you're doing, davarpe. It's really cool looking.
This is all dutchims.
But you know, it's funny. It's funny how like just a simple block like this can really awaken your imagination.
Well, actually, the cool thing is, hold on, let me get a shape.
Ooh, nice.
Let's see. Material.
Bubbles.
Yay.
Cool.
Let's see. Go to here. Meshes.
Oh, meshes?
Wow.
It has meshes too?
Yeah, you can put it inside if it all well, it should collide with the sides. It's not.
Yeah, if you go to Dutchim's Worlds, Cameron and Pearl, Dutchim has done a lot to work with meshes and stuff. Where there's one where I don't know if you still have this one. Published, Dutchim, the one where you fire the beat gun inside of the thing, and all of the bubbles like go around, or all the shapes go around. You still have that one?
I still have it, but it's not published at the moment.
It's one of my favorite ones. So it's so gratifying to watch the physics of it.
They were complaining about my music that I had in it. No, actually, that one doesn't have music in it. So I should publish it again.
Yeah, you should.
It's been outdated, so I wanna update all my worlds. That one has been on the back burner. But no, normally these particles should interact with meshes. Which I didn't. Physical.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I don't get it. It's supposed to be. It don't work.
I think one of my favorite things about Patch is that you stop thinking about really being in VR, and you start really leaning into the fact that you're sitting in a room with friends. You know, I can't even imagine really like trying to do all this stuff in a room and have it be like not be a mess that you'd have to clean up afterwards.
Amen.
You're like, oh God. Somebody's got to clean up
clean up the room.
It's time to clean up the bubbles.
Yep. And you can make your own samples too, right?
Oh yeah. Well, there's a couple of things that I've been using, and if you go to some of my worlds that I've done, I have a whole world that just has portals to a bunch of the songs that I've done in here. And you can record your own instance. Like you can record, like I can record my own avatar doing something, and then go next to it and harmonize with it. You know?
Oh wow, cool.
You know, or play
Kind of
another
like
instrument.
a looper.
Yeah, it's a ghost looper is what I use, and when you combine that with the different avatars, like I'll change to one avatar and then play a part, and then I'll change to a different avatar, play a part, and then do some goofy song with it,
That's wicked cool.
That's one of my favorite things to do in here. One of them.
One of many, I'm sure.
This has got a vibe to it. This yeah, as much as simple as it is, it's got a little hey. You should do some sampling of your trumpet for us to use.
Yeah, definitely. Fudd, are you home? Elmer Fudd.
He's out hunting wabbits, I thought.
Yeah, I think he got in his truck and left. My roommates, we call him Elmer Fudd because he looks just like Elmer Fudd.
He's bald, huh?
Yep.
Nice. Join the club.
Yeah, I have extremely long curly hair, but he's got he's definitely got the Elmer Fudd look. And he cooks lunch and dinner for us every day.
Nice. I don't know if Elmer would have done that. I mean, I think he's just
no, probably not.
Too busy out
hunting wabbits
and singing opera and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, friends, I think I'm going to call it for me. But if you're welcome, obviously, to stick around as long as you want. But it's been awesome to hang out with you for this little bit, and feel free to reach out to me on Discord if you have questions or you're stuck on something, or if you want to collaborate with anything. I love doing that kind of stuff. Okay.
All right. Cool. Sounds good.
All right. Bye, friends.
Thank you so much. Have